All right then, so we just wrapped up Kansas. And just for the record, I really did think this guy was going to win right here. Bowman hat, yeah. Yeah, I got this a while ago. Yeah, I got it at Fontana and stuff like that. So yeah. But hey, I mean, when you're really not put in that much racing scenarios or racing like points where you're about where points where there's like a race on the line, stuff like that. Alex Bowman was put in a racing situation. He really didn't know what to do. I mean, it's kind of an experience. There's a notification for some reason. I don't know, but I mean, yeah. So he was put obviously in a racing situation. Had no idea basically what to do and gave up the outside. And then that's really when Keselowski was able to pass him, and stuff like that. Which you don't give up the outside, by the way, and stuff like that. So yeah, Kansas was good. Kansas was really fucking good. Just this has got to be the best mile and a half race I've seen since Chicagoland. And that was with low downforce and low and high horsepower. This was high downforce, low horsepower. What are the odds? But I mean, yeah, and I'm gonna be taking a lot of points from Real Radman's video, considering that is the best race. That's the best. That's how I would wrap. That's how kind of my own words how you would describe the Kansas race. So, just yeah, it was just overall this was what the package was meant for. It was meant for night races, which is kind of the reason why we do need some more night races and stuff like that. Why is my eyebrow like that? I have no idea. So, yeah, and honestly, going into this race at Kansas, I honestly thought we were going to get an average, ordinary Kansas race. Kevin Harvick fucking dominates and maybe wins the race. Passes maybe Truex for the win. Or he fucks up and then Chase Elliott wins out of fucking nowhere. And both of those two cars were strong all night. Don't get me wrong. And stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. And stuff. But I mean, yeah, just the fact is, I feel like that it took a while to get going. I mean, the restarts were absolutely fantastic. But it took a while to get going into the race. And just stage 3 was the best part of the whole entire race. Or really the battles in between. The battles that we had in between. Now, honestly, I like to look at a race where we do have battles all over the place. And I do appreciate Fox for showing some of the battles and then going to the commercial for some reason. It's always predictable when they're going to go to the commercial. I mean, honestly. Come on, NBC. Come on. We need you guys. And people say that NBC sucks too. What the fuck do you guys want? So, yeah. It's really a good question. What the fuck do you guys want? And stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, just honestly, there were just a lot of great battles in there and shit and stuff like that. Not many cautions, which, oh, by the way, for the record, this season has had not that many cautions. Not that many cautions. Other than, I don't know, maybe the Daytona 500, which that used the restrictor plate package. So, I mean, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. But, I mean, which honestly, I mean, we shouldn't really, I mean, honestly, like, Las Vegas was a caution-free race. And, guys, just for some of you young people, by the way, NASCAR races used to be caution-free. Well, some of them, like the restrictor plate races, Like, we didn't need a big one to spice up the show. And honestly, I don't care for the amount of cautions. I mean, what amount of cautions does not make a fucking race good, which I guess with the stages, I think now that with the stages, I mean, it's kind of a perfect combination, I think. That's just what I think. I typically don't still like stage racing. But with the restrictor plate races, that was bad. So, but since super speedway races, since we don't use the restrictor plate, now shit's been kind of good. So, yeah. Just with stage 3, there was just a lot of hard racing for the win and stuff like that, And stuff. And honestly, one of the things that really killed it for me with this race was that I want there to be a long green flag run. I didn't want any bullshit, no fucking cautions, anything like that. And obviously, then shit happened and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah. So, I mean, just, yeah. And honestly, from the perspective, when it was looking like, it really did look like that the race was just gonna, it really did look like from one point that, I mean, when Kevin Harvick got back on, when like Kyle Busch like was up there, I felt like Kyle Busch he's just gonna pass Alex Bowman, and then people are gonna say now the race has been ruined. But then he drew for too many fucking pit stalls, and then that saved the race for people. Honestly, I wouldn't care if Kyle Busch would have won the race. I mean, if you were shit in the first half of the race, and then you showed good performance, that's a fucking win. That's a fucking win right there. But obviously, he drew for too many pit stalls. By the way, he was bitching on the radio and all that stuff like that. I have no idea how Adam Stevens deals with that motherfucker. I have no idea. One of the reasons why I don't really typically care for Kyle Busch, and shit like that. So, yeah, just the final laps of the race were just absolutely. And then we had an overtime finish, which that was the first time we've had an overtime finish this year with the new package. And honestly, I was thinking this is going to be a crazy restart, considering the restart has just been great this lately. But Brad Keselowski, he was able to pull off the restart, and then he cruised off to victory at Kansas. And I didn't expect him to win the race. And oh, by the way, the race is not fucking ruined because Keselowski won it. Hey, Keselowski, I didn't even see him throughout the whole entire fucking race. At some points, yeah. But he showed out of nowhere, and then he freaking won. For any of you guys that just want to bitch about Keselowski winning, why put on shit on Keselowski? Seriously. Keselowski, either have won. Okay, maybe I'll get the hate for Keselowski, yeah, because of how he drove in the back of Kansas with no Hans device. But if you hate it, but if you're honestly a salty Jeff Gordon fan, and you're still pissed with him because he didn't make the Final Four. Hell, the chase format should even have been a thing, and Jeff Gordon probably should have won the championship that year, but it's fucking whatever. Keselowski does not deserve the hate he gets. And shit like that, But also some noble things, I know Eric Jones. Eric Jones finished second, he finished third. Eric Jones had a quiet day. I didn't even see him until the final few fucking laps. And stuff like that. Alex Bowman, this guy right here, is with the 88 hat, finished second again. Honestly, it feels like that his win is coming pretty soon. And also, by the way, this is the first time ever where a driver finished second place 3 times that doesn't have a win. Honestly, I felt like that Chase Elliott, and I was thinking to myself, didn't Chase Elliott do that? So, who else? Chase Elliott finished 4th, which that's pretty good for him. Honestly, I thought he was going to get fucking turned and then just destroy the whole field and shit like that, But I really wish he could have gotten the win. But hey, he finished 4th, and I'll take it. I'm not fucking bitching at all. Even if Kyle Busch or Kevin Harvick were to win this race out of nowhere, I would not have been pissed about it. But if Alex Bowman would have challenged them, that would have been fucking great. And shit like that. So, who finished 5th? Was it Chris Buescher, I think? No, Chris Buescher finished 10th. So who did finish 5th then? Clint Boyer? I know Jimmy Johnson was in the top 10, so 300 cars in the top 10. Is Hendrick Motorsports back? I don't know. Honestly, okay, if they show performance really well in the 600, and if one of their cars wins the All-Star race, then I would officially say Hendrick is back. No, not until Pocono and Michigan are going to be ones that I'm going to be looking out for Hendrick Motorsports at, because those are tracks that they suck at last year and shit like that. So, yeah. Tyler Reddick finished out inside the top 10. He's better than both Daniel Hemrick and Austin Dillon. Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I don't hate Tyler Reddick. I don't hate him. I don't fucking hate him. It's just that he does get shit all the time. I don't like his championship last year. Don't get me wrong, but I like Tyler Reddick and stuff like that. And some of the hate he does deserve, but we're not here to talk about Tyler Reddick. One of the noticeable finishes was, I know Mark Truex Jr. didn't do all that well. Kyle Busch had a tire rub. Thank you, Clint Boyer. So, yeah, Kevin Harvick could not recover at all. Stuff like that. I have no idea what happened to it. I have no idea what happened to him. He said he had an issue, and then he didn't. I feel like he threw a race away because he thought he had an issue. So, yeah. Stuff like that. So, yeah. So, just overall, with this race as a whole, this was a good fucking race, okay? This was a really, really good race. Maybe the best of the season? I'm not so sure. But I mean, for me, I fucking enjoyed it. I fucking give this race a 9 out of 10. Okay, the first half of the race, it took a while to get going. But once the night came, the cooler temperatures went down, we had a race. And honestly, I really like Kansas. It's one of my favorite mile and a halves and stuff like that. You know, and stuff like that. And we don't really have another mile and a half like that. Well, we have Chicagoland. But I'm not so sure of the pack. I'm really thinking. I'm thinking to myself, how is this 2019 package gonna do at a hot and slick race like Chicagoland? Because we know with low downforce and high horsepower, it's fucking great. Don't get me wrong. But with high downforce and low horsepower, that's the big question mark. I don't know. Maybe my buddy Orca Flop can confirm as to what we will see concerning his Chicago native and stuff like that. So yeah. Other races this weekend. The truck race was pretty good, I guess. Chastain won. Stuart Friesen won. Stuart Friesen, I meant run out of gas. Man, that was I don't know. That was a pretty big choke. That was a pretty big mistake by Stuart Friesen not taking enough fuel. Because honestly, I mean, he could have won the race if he could have just taken fuel. But I mean, I guess he's one of those drivers that take risks. And honestly, I do like the drivers that do that. But most of the time, they don't win. So yeah, Chastain won. That was fucking great. What else happened? Oh yeah, the IndyCar race, the IndyCar Grand Prix. That was the first. That was a pretty good race for the IndyCar Grand Prix. IndyCar Grand Prix. Simon Pagenaud won. Jack Harvey finished on the podium. Holy fucking shit. That was just a good race. The IndyCar Grand Prix, that was fucking good. The F1 race, whatever. Lewis Hamilton. This is Lewis Hamilton, the whole field on the first lap. Fuck you guys. I'm just gonna go and win the race. So, I mean, yeah. And honestly, I tried to watch the race. I mean, you see that TV back there, right there? I watched it there. And also, don't mind the toilet paper, okay? I should fucking take that off. I don't know, but I mean... So, yeah, I was trying to watch it, but since it was early ass o'clock in the morning, I couldn't contain myself. Plus, it looked like it's just a boring race. And Monaco is not going to be any better. So, yeah. That was this week in racing. Also, by the way, you're wondering why didn't I review Dover? I didn't watch the race. Looked like a normal Dover race. Congrats Truex last week. I forgot. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next weekend. Oh, yeah, it's the All-Star race. So, we'll at least have racing. So, yeah. See you guys all later.